Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining me again for another video. I was just surprised with the 100,000 subscriber surprise party. I had my friends come from out of town. Kiefer's here, Priscilla, Prime, Jen is here today, Nate, and Matt is here, and Pastor. Jeremy had to dip out. So we were having our little party here, a really fun surprise party, and we asked in the live stream chat what they wanted us to watch since we have this big collective group here, and everyone said The Shining. So we're gonna go ahead and watch The Shining together. I won't get too much into like, okay, what have all of our individual opinions and everything, because that's gonna take forever, but we'll do a quick discussion after the fact. Matt has not seen this, Jen has not seen this, right?
Correct.
Oh, Jenna hasn't seen it either. Kiefer, have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's the classic movie. Let's just have some fun, get into it. The Shining.
That was a really low shot for a shot.
They hired a superhero
Yeah, they actually paid Superman.
It's kind of strange to see all this in the beginning. All right, guys, it's a great movie. Glad we did this.
I don't want to go there, Mrs. Torrance.
Well, how come you don't want to go?
I just don't.
The only thing that can get a bit trying up here during the winter is the tremendous sense of isolation. Told you anything in Denver about the tragedy we had up here during the winter of 1970? He killed his family with an axe. Stacked them neatly in one of the rooms of the West Wing, and then he put both barrels of a shotgun in his mouth.
You can rest assured, Mr. Ullman, that's not going to happen with me.
My God, this place is fantastic, isn't it, hon?
What a zoom, jeez.
This is our famous hedge maze. It's quite an attraction around here. We always remove all the booze from the premises when we shut down. That reduces the insurance we normally have to carry.
We call him Doc sometimes, you know, like in the Bugs Bunny cartoons. But I honestly don't remember calling him that since we've been with you.
Now, this is the story.
Diverting from that.
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna skate away from that one.
How'd you like some ice cream, Doc? My grandmother and I could hold conversations entirely without ever opening our mouths. She called it shiny.
He said it. He said it.
Why don't you want to talk about it?
I'm not supposed to. You're scared room 237, ain't you?
But you ain't got no business going in there anyway. So stay out.
It was almost as though I knew what was going to be around every corner.
Let's take the rest of this walking, huh?
Okay.
Danny hauling ass in the hall again.
Fine.
I'll come back later on with a couple of sandwiches for you, and maybe you'll let me read something then.
Whenever you come in here and interrupt me, you're breaking my concentration. You're distracting me. And it will then take me time to get back to where I was.
Come and play with us, Stanley. Forever. It's just like pictures in a book, Danny. It isn't real. You would never hurt Mommy or me, would you?
I love you more than anything else in the whole world.
It's the most horrible dream I ever had.
It's okay now.
But I didn't just kill you. I cut you up into little pieces.
Danny, what happened to your neck? What happened to your neck? Huh? You did this to him, didn't you?
A little slow tonight, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Mr. Torrance.
Best goddamn bartender from Timbuktu to Portland, Maine. Here's to 5 miserable months on the wagon. As long as I live, she'll never let me forget what happened. I did hurt him once, okay? It was an accident. And it was 3 goddamn years ago. Fucker had thrown all my papers all over the floor. All I tried to do was pull them up. A momentary loss of muscular coordination.
There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms. The door was open and he saw this crazy woman in the bathtub.
I was about to say, I figured it would have. Just waiting on Here's Johnny, right?
Yeah, right?
No charge?
Your money's no good here.
Delbert Grady,
That's right, sir.
you, chopped your wife and daughter up into little bits. Then you blew your brains out.
You've always been the caretaker. But I corrected them, sir. And when my wife tried to prevent me from doing my duty, I corrected her.
Just have to tell him that we're going by ourselves.
Red rum!
Kenny, what's the matter, hon?
Red rum! Kenny's not here, Mrs. Torrance.
KDK1, colon, KDK12. Are you receiving?
How do you like it? I think we should discuss Danny.
Has it ever occurred to you? Has it?
Stay away from me. I just want to go back to my room.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in.
Stay away!
Give me the bat.
Stop it!
Ah, God damn!
Don't fall for that crap, girl. It's not gonna end well.
Hey, what are you doing?
Let me out of here and I'll forget the whole goddamn thing. It'll be just like nothing ever happened.
I see you can hardly have taken care of the business.
But your heart is not in this.
I fear you will have to deal with this matter
In the harshest possible way, Mr. Torrance.
There's nothing I look forward to with greater pleasure.
Red rum! Red rum! Red rum! Red rum!
Wendy, I'm home.
Come out, wherever you are.
I can't get out!
Little pigs, let me come in.
Here's Johnny.
All right, I just got done watching The Shining. A lot of mixed reactions here. Pastor, as someone who's a fan of The Shining, what did you think going into it again?
It's definitely a classic. It's a movie that every horror trope probably came from at one point or another. The room that in the novel it's 217, and the people that owned the building that was used to make this movie told them you cannot use 217 because we don't want that room to be forever jinxed and not be able to be rented. 237 didn't exist in the hotel. They changed the number. So yeah, this movie is there's a lot there.
Prime, what about you, man? What did you think about The Shining?
From the very beginning, I know we joked about it, but that long drive, it's setting the isolation to show just how far out in the middle of nowhere that they are. The whole sense of the whole beginning of the movie making you feel alone, but just like Pastor was saying, this movie is obviously iconic, but not just on the horror movie genre, but also into other kinds. Take the movie Passengers. The whole bar scene is a constant bringing up. Also, Jordan Peele. This is like his favorite movie, and he puts it into his work all the time. Get Out, or you look at Us. Can't wait for you to see Ready Player One too, which brings up all the 80s trope and all this pop culture stuff and very heavily book and movie references.
And since Kiefer, Priscilla, and Nate are here today, you guys have any special thoughts on The Shining?
I don't. Not really. I feel like it did a lot for the suspense genre of horror, which is my favorite genre of horror. I feel like movies like Hereditary, which is another genre-defining movie.
It's the slow burn.
It's the slow burn. It's beautifully put together. Stanley Kubrick, I mean, people joke about that he made them reshoot scenes 127 times in this movie to get the scene perfectly in Stanley Kubrick's head. The color red we talked about being a focus earlier on, and it's supposed to introduce like madness, it's supposed to introduce like the devil, and like possession. As you look, whenever Jack Nicholson's character starts losing it towards the end, he's wearing his red jacket the entire time. When the kid loses it and he's only talking in that weird voice, he's wearing his red onesie. Stanley Kubrick's a genius. he was incredible at what he did. So yeah, I love this movie. I think it was
Clockwork Orange, remember the guy's like tossing over all the bookshelves. That's him just getting really pissed off with Kubrick. Like he doesn't want to do that scene anymore.
And Jen, this is the first time you've been in my friend watches with the rest of the group. What did you think about The Shining?
It was definitely a different kind of movie compared to the movies these days, but I will say that I think that Jack Nicholson definitely made this movie terrifying. I think if it would have been a different actor, I don't think it would have been as scary. He, even in the beginning, when you don't see him kind of morph into whatever type of monster he is at the end, I was terrified. If not anything else, his eyebrows. I don't know why, but like every time his eyebrows would go up, I thought he was gonna blow. And for me, that was a terrifying part, just like knowing this guy is like on edge. And the music was very jarring. Like there were points where I was terrified just because of the music, not what was going on visually, but just the music was so intense. So I thought it was a decent movie. I liked it.
And Jenna, what about you?
Definite overuse of the violin sound, like just a regular ass scene, and the violins are all like getting us all on edge. Great acting by that kid. He did an incredible job. The eyebrows totally made this movie even worse. It was kind of nonsensical to me, and all of that didn't really make sense. I would probably need to watch it again, which I'm not going to. It was okay. It was okay.
And Matt, what about you? How do you feel about this movie?
Well, in true fashion of myself, I hated it. This is total crap. I didn't like it at all. Totally sucked. Wow. Acting was great, but I don't know what the hell the story was. I have no idea. It was just non-stop, constant two girls walking around, and Nick Grandma's there, and then one person this whole damn movie dies. I guess I was expecting Homegirl to die. Not that I wanted her to die, but like all of this suspense and whatnot just felt like, just sort of a tease maybe? I don't know. Yeah, respect to the acting and all that, but it was just really, really difficult to understand what the story was. So it created suspense. Great job. But what the hell was the story?
Something that I think I'm bouncing off of Matt in this case, that I think kind of plagues that is the fact that Wendy wasn't a stupid victim. As in, like, she would run away from him. She locked herself in the bathroom. She got Danny out through the window. She tried escaping through the window. Like, I feel like she tried to take the necessary. She put him successfully in the locker instead of him coming alive really quick and grabbing her. Successfully put him in the locker. What put her in peril was the demons or the ghosts that lived there. But it does introduce the fact of like, well, since she's a smart victim, I mean, what's the threat?
For me, I would give The Shining probably a 8. Parts that just kind of dragged on a little too long, I felt like, and that might have been just because of the time, but for me, about an 8.
Yeah, pretty fair. I would give it. On 8 was what I was thinking as well, so I'd cross the board 8.
I'd probably give it an 8 or 9, just because I love cinematography, color grading, and just what it's done for cinema.
6.5.
Probably a 7.5.
I was gonna say 7. Not for the suspense, but it's still a great movie.
Solid 9, man. This is probably one of the only movies where I watched it as a kid and then watched it as an adult. 2 completely different experiences. So yeah, I cannot give it anything less than a 9.
What the hell's wrong with y'all? I think I like the Hulk better than this.
Wow.
I give this
Wait, which Hulk?
I take that back. I don't like the Hulk, but it was just, okay, I guess this needed to be done. It was influential, all that crap, but I give this like a 4.
Awesome. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like. Helps my channel out a lot. Comment down below letting us know what you think of Matt's garbage opinion and the movie itself. Make sure to check out everyone's channel. Kiefer is here today. He has his channel, That Montecore, as well, which will be in the description below. Subscribe if you want to see more fun content like this. Consider joining me on Patreon if you want to get early access to select videos like this one. As always, we all appreciate you watching. Happy Halloween. We'll catch you in November. Take care.